right, welcome to In the Spirit of Things, folks. Yeah, I am free will. You got to love a little free will coming your way. This is you had the proverbial wake-up call, huh, John? How do you like that tune?
It's beautiful. I love that tune, Pete. That's a great tune to start the show off with.
I got my air drums out on the front porch. It's all good. The neighbors are loving it. Anyways, folks, welcome to the shift, S-H-I-F-T, not the other shift. Yes, we're knee-deep in the shift, and we're moving forward, guys. Hey, the paradigm shift is upon us. This is the wake-up call. Brother Peter has been doing a lot of heavy lifting, not just on the physical end either. Moving things in. Hey, John, I'm really pumped. I'm excited. I'm going to help my brothers and sisters come out the other side, whether they like it or not, in a whole different paradigm shift, educationally, because that's what I do.
Well, Peter, you're teaching it, and we're living it. So, we get the best of both worlds here. We're putting our knowledge to play immediately, so the listeners can see, and hear what's going on, and see how we're making out, and how we're trying to live in peace and in the private, and knowing the proper laws that we're supposed to be under, and not these slavitude laws. So here we go.
Yeah, while the rest of the world is warring in their minds, and I meet those paradigms every day. They try and come through my door, but I have a do not enter. I don't do the war thing. It's all good. I'm done with the war. I go to peace in my mind, in my heart, and hey, we're going to move this thing forward. So it's called direction to flow. We're going to the next place. I figured because even though I do those Thursday night calls, educational calls, I said, you know what? I can make this a real lot easier. It's ironic that a sweet spirit come through my door about 3 days ago and said, "Hey, I know how to." She's got good skills to create my YouTubes with actual PowerPoint presentations on all the documents, so everybody will have total clarity. I said to myself, "Hey, I like that concept because that's where I live. It's real simple." And this way, nobody can make a mistake. So, matter of fact, what we're doing is we're correcting mistakes, folks. That's what we're doing. This is the whole point of the exercise of removing presumptions. See, because if you don't fix a mistake, they don't know that there is a mistake, and they're happy to keep traversing or having you traverse into their world, bind you up with all their. If you don't like the game now, you're really not going to like it when it starts moving down the road. It's really getting aggressive. Yes, John, I'm going to even do the third-party debt termination package for everybody to get their minds right, to actually follow the bouncing ball. It'll be so damn easy that even a caveman can do it. Even I can do it.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? We've got the step-by-step, hand-holding to exactly see how we got here, how we get out of here, and what's going on now. So you can't ask for much more, like I said, I used to tell listeners and stuff like that, we had to put this all together ourselves, piece by piece, and we never had a step-by-step, and it was, a lot of disinformation and a lot of, I think it's this way, I think it's that way. Well, we're actually showing that it's this way, and we're proving with our actions.
Exactly. And that's called collective flow. See, because I don't want my brothers and sisters impaling themselves on what they think. I want them to what they know. See, this is how you get the right-minded action, because a clouded mind, I always say no. And, yeah, if you got a clouded mind because you don't understand, I think that's what's been holding everybody back. I got the seats filling up over at Privatis.Me in triplicate. They are all coming in the door. And but the problem is they're not quite getting the memo on how to get right-minded and how to operate and how to remove these presumptions. So I'm going one step further. There will be no excuse if you want to remove the presumptions from these bad actors. Because really, folks, that's all they are. They're not government. Matter of fact, last week, hey, what did I post, Johnny? That 3-page document from the IRS, their incorporation papers over there in Delaware. I posted that on last week, I think Thursday or whatever. I know I posted it. It's over on the site, folks. You can go find it at Privatis.Me in the education page under IRS. And I got that 3-page attachment in a PDF for all the world to see that the nefarious ones are just that, the nefarious ones. They're bad actors, corporations. And, yeah, the IRS incorporated in 1933 in Delaware. So if you don't believe me, go see. No, it's not Photoshopped. Get your mind right. And then when you start clearing the fog from your head, then you can come over to my house and understand how to start at the very beginning and remove the presumption of, first of all, if you're part of the body politic, you're considered a dead entity. You're a franchisee. You're a slave on the plantation. You have no right to argue anything because you are a double-minded man. You're not operating as a live man. You're operating as an entity, and they're using your res, your energy. And they're going to continue to do so until you remove the presumption. And it's so stinking easy, John, most just won't get it. So I said, you know what? I got to make it just a little bit easier. So I'm going to post a damn document up there. Everybody's going to go line by line. They're going to know, yeah, you're going to remove the red. No, you got to use this lowercase. I got a PowerPoint lady who's going to friggin' put it so damn simple that, like I say, even a caveman will get it. So if this is what it takes for me to help everybody get their game on, then so be it. This is what I shall do because I'm not afraid of no ghost.
Exactly, Pete. And, I was thinking... it's so easy to see the manipulation, the slavery, and how they're doing it. Like back in the day, they used to just put us in chains and whip us, and but we rised up too much. And I was thinking back, I was like, back in the old West and stuff like that, when it was true lawful times. The only times there were warrants out is if you hurt someone, stole somebody's stuff, or killed someone, right? And nowadays, you can't cross the street, you can't do anything without being fined, without a bill coming up, without some kind of thing. I don't think the cowboys back in the day got fined for, driving their horse too fast, for, parking their horse in the wrong area, for, deciding to, walk into a bar at the wrong time. Just rule after rule after rule after rule after rule, and you can't see that's how they're making you slaves. A little bit here, a little bit there.
Hey, brother, I read an article. Okay, yeah, because I'm always keeping my eyes open, seeing what the nefarious scumbags are up to next. Hey, folks, you're gonna like this. Over in Oregon, forced compliance. Basically, a judge dictating to the slaves. Because they are slaves, see, because they haven't removed the presumption, John. This is why they can force them to get the freaking shots. Hey, folks, if you don't like getting forced to do something, then remove the damn presumption and don't be what they think you are or not. You got to remove the presumption. Well, folks, guess what? That's exactly what I've done. The very first document, hey, John, I downloaded a 27-minute, it'll be a 27-minute YouTube showing you how to remove yourself from the body politic administratively in the correct capacity. Registered mail, so it's international. We'll take it in, put it in the UPU where it belongs, because, folks, there is no Constitution. It's dead. It's been dead for a long time. You didn't get the memo. The swill they teach you in your politically correct bullcrap schools, that's what it is. Hey, they taught me the same crap. I lived in the rape and pillage state called Connecticut. They called it the Constitution state. What a crock of crap that was. I was wondering why my parents were paying property tax. I said, hey, we learned that we're free. I said, how is one free if they got to pay a fee? And my parents, they didn't know what to say. They just looked at me like a deer in headlights, and, well, that's just what we're supposed to do. Yeah, that's what slaves do. See, They gave me the response that a slave would get because they didn't know no better, because they went down and they registered their stuff willy-nilly. It's all trust in the state, folks. It's all considered abandoned property, and that you didn't want it. So that's why when you go sign up for a bank account, and I posted the hell out of that last week, John, about the banks, it says it's written right in the document. You gave it over. You don't own nothing. That's why this Cyprus crap went down. And guess what? Canada, USA Inc., you're next. Stand fast, because the poop is coming.
Well, exactly. Like just talking about presumptions, we had to sign away, or sin. I like to call it sin, because that's what they were telling you. Don't sin, because that's what gives you life energy to those dead entities and to these dead papers. You're giving them life, and you're giving them the control over you. And this is why we got to stop this signing left and right and giving away our power, because it is a very powerful thing, and that's the assumptions we have to get rid of.
Yeah, and you got it, brother. Hey, brother, how many times have they tried to get you to sign something to give over, and you said, I'm going to pass on that contract? Because, folks, it's all contracts. This is how we get drafted for performance. This is how they get us in the game of hypothecation. So I'm going to go to the deep end of the pool, John. I'm going to, folks, go take a look at the documents they put out. We don't use government documents or fiction documents or the clowns of the circuses documents, because you can't. Because they're only for dead entities. A live man can't use those documents. So I'm going to create a whole plethora of new ones and attach it to their garbage ones and remove the presumptions, because I can. Because they didn't expect it. See, folks, I don't need permission. You don't need permission, but you're waiting for permission because you've been programmed so extremely well that you keep looking for daddy's permission. You don't need daddy's permission. Look into yourself. Your power lies with you, not with them. You don't ask. See, the king always asks questions. He doesn't answer crap. Matter of fact, I was talking with a brother today over in New York. Yeah, hey, I got a boatload of questions because I'm the king. Yeah, hey, I hope you're not operating your unlimited commercial liability. Where's your bond? Where's your game face, brother? You stepped out of your car. Now in your unlimited commercial liability, let's have a talk. Go get your daddy. I need to see his bond. I need to see all the documents that basically you people aren't just bad actors with pretend badges and guns, because that's all you are. You're enforcing the nefarious one's garbage. So we're going to change all that, John. You know what? Because I can. Matter of fact, Brother Michael and I were thinking of creating a a ticket termination package. We may go there. I'm not sure yet. But anyways, we like to have fun because we can. But hey, brother, this is a fact. You can remove presumptions at any given time. You can fix a mistake at any given time if you choose to. But first, I want you to come over to my house and get right-minded. If you haven't come over to my house and get right-minded, then you're operating from a position of weakness, like I've been saying for a long time. Because your education is paramount. The documents are all free. The packages are all free. The YouTube's educations to show you exactly what to do and how to do it, they're all free. But you know what's not free? Your education. You're going to pay for your annual membership so you can get your learn on. Because if you ain't worth it, that's what you're telling yourself, that you're not worth it, because I know I'm worth it. Brother, I'm doing heavy lifting. I'm talking about stuff. I'm giving information that nobody else will talk about. But I have to do it in private. Let's get back to the private. I can't do this in the public. I can't put these documents and post them out in the public, or they'll beat my brakes off. That's why I don't do commerce in the public. I operate in the private. That's why there's no price tag on any packages. It's given away freely to those who put value in themselves, who want to get off this sorry-ass plantation and move their lives forward. They want to get their learn on. They want to change their paradigm, change their mind, and it all starts with them. Freedom with responsibility starts with you. That's why we talk about free will. That's why this show is called I Am Free Will, because, folks, they don't think you got a will. They're going to exercise it for you if you don't exercise it on your own behalf. So guess what you got to do? You got to change the mind. So I can do that. And matter of fact, tonight, brother, hey, you saw that document I posted, folks?
Slavery who owns you? Is that the one you're talking about?
Huh?
Are you talking about the slavery who owns you?
Yeah, slavery. Who owns you, folks? I posted it to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds today, so you can go read it for yourself, because until you read it and pull the curtain back and understand that you've given over and you have merely benefits and privileges, you're operating in a false capacity. You gave over your power. You subscribe by signing on the line. And it's folks, take notice that the line is a flat line. When I was in the medical field, flat line means you're dead. That's why they have you sign in a box on a flat line.
Exactly, to give it life, to give it the heartbeat.
Right, there's the res. Let's take the res, and folks, that's what they're doing. So we're going to go to the deeper end of the pool tonight because Peter's feeling a little froggy tonight. It's all good. I got to find my glasses, John, because I can't see. I found them. Yeah, they're right where I left them.
Not top of your head.
No, they were right on my shirt. Hey, that's good. Well, it's been a busy day. I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Anyways, hey, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look. Folks.
Yeah, that was a great article. I just got done reading it myself, and it's really, really lets you know exactly how we got here. I like to simplify it, to say basically the Creator created the kings and queens of this world, and the kings and queens created the government, and the government created person, and we're all running around thinking we're the person instead of the kings and queens, because we've been tricked into thinking that we're just a person.
Right, and they had to create, folks, they have them all 50 states in the beginnings where they show definitions, the definitions page. Go read up. As a matter of fact, I should have posted that as well, that 11-page document I have on the taking on the vernacular of the word person to separate the wheat from the chaff in your mind, to understand that this is what they want. They want to draft the person, not the man or woman. If they wanted to draft the man or the woman, they could have. They could have very easily put man or woman, but to see, in order to get a hypothecation event, they had to change up the game, so they used a different word that was close and similar, but it really doesn't mean the same at all. It's in legalism, folks. This is how they trick you into the game. It's through legalism. They send you bullcrap summonses, you respond to them, you give it energy, you start arguing, traversing, getting drafted for performance, coming into the game. Well, folks, it's time to stop all that, because until you, like I say, draw the line in the sand and find out who you are and move forward, and everything what we speak about at Privatis.Me, it's simple. It's so damn simple. It's going to get so much easier because I got somebody helping me do some heavy lifting with PowerPoint presentations, and she's going to say on the document, like the type of stuff John Shell box, like, please do not change this. So anybody wants to think they want to change anything on the document, you better follow the bouncing ball because you're not allowed to change anything. It's all formatted in the correct capacity that it's supposed to be for the private man, and you're going to take a look at the document because it's queer looking to you because you've never seen a document like this because you've been dead man's land your entire life. They got you on the left-hand side of the page. Go figure, folks. You know what that means? Left is always wrong. Left is wrong. Right is right, and right goes to ground. And what we do is we center you on the page as the live man, and that's in neutral capacity. That's fine. You can see, you can have standing in a neutral capacity. When you look at these documents, you're going to say, well, I've never seen documents like this. That's right, you haven't. So that's why you got to come to my house and get your damn game on, get your education, and follow the proverbial bouncing ball on YouTube that I'm going to be putting together and show you exactly how to walk through the process administratively because you made a mistake. You've made a mistake your whole life. It's not your fault, but it is your problem because they duped you into thinking this is what you were supposed to do. You've been told what to do your entire life until you get some introspection and look within you. You're not knowing how to move forward. So guess what? I'm going to cut through the wheat and the chaff. I'm going to cut to the quick, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So, yeah, it's sort of like hand-holding 101. It's stupid simple because that's where I live. Hey, I'm an educator. I educated Marines, so for my Marine brothers out there, I love you. And they were paying attention in class because if Doc took one, he wasn't going to be upright, So somebody's got to pick up the slack. So Doc trained him really well, and the colonel liked that. So if I can train my brothers in the Marines, I can train my brothers and sisters out in the world because they've been effectively devolved from any capacity to operate and handle their own affairs. It was funny. I got to throw out a little kudo to Sarah. Sarah, she's going to be hating me now because she sent me a document. She sent me 7 separate pages, and I said, "Sweetie, didn't ever anybody tell you how to scan all 7 documents in one fell swoop and make it a PDF file?" And she goes, "No." I says, "Yeah, I know." I said, "You sent me 7 different emails with 7 different pages, and it's just a matter of scanning them all in as one." She goes, "I haven't done that." I said, "Yeah, I bet you're college educated too." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that was a waste of money." Oh my goodness, sweetie, I'm showing you the love. I'm just trying to prove a point. Our education doesn't make us any wiser on being competent to handle our own matters forthwith. Matter of fact, those methodologies in the public school system and in the colleges actually dumbs down a little bit further. You get 4 more years of your life over to a system of downs to create you a false paradigm and learn you a bunch of other rote memory crap that has no substance to it or is not going to affect your life in the positive.
Well, they told you in school again that they were teaching you lessons, not morons, right?
Yeah,
they were teaching you lesson of the subject. So exactly, that's why we're in the pickle we're in now. Why no one knows true law and why no one knows their true rights and their inherent rights and all this kind of stuff, and why we've fallen for these statutes and codes and stuff like that because this is what we've been taught in these fools, as you say.
Right. They didn't separate the difference between do no harm and that the true law is as long as there's no damaged property or damaged individual, but instead everybody gets drafted for performance to come into the system of downs and play ball. And hey, hey John, you're gonna love part 2 is my next document that I'm gonna be going to work on tomorrow is the marriage certificate. Hey, for all you people who think I don't care if you got married in the church, I don't care if it was from a pastor or whatever. If you got married and it was state sanctioned, you gave over again. They lied to you. See, because back up until 1926, when people got married, they actually made up their own special marriage certificate and put it in their Bible. It didn't get put in the system of downs as a recording. So, see, folks, that's part of the pledging system. So,
well, you know what I mean. If you're a slave, you have to have your license, right, Pete? You know what I mean. You can't. How dare you go out there and get married without the government approval because you are a slave, and that's why you have a license to get married, so that they can be in between you. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. You marry the government in between your wife and yourself. So.
Right. And so all the fruits of your labor called your children. The children, they're the state's children because you bore them in a public hospital. They got the birth certificate bond game going. They attached the last name. Mama came over as the informant. She didn't know no better. Daddy stood there with his thumb up his butt, didn't have a clue that he was supposed to do something, i.e., step in to claim that property, but he willy-nilly gave over and just thought it was just all part of the process. See, that's called effective dumbing down of the masses to not understand. That's why they're trying to give 5 shots at the same time for this first these newborn pediatrics, and it causes deleterious effects to the immune system, compromised immune system, because they sold you a lie. They sold you a plethora of lies, which I cover on the medical side of the house. Yeah, go to my YouTube page. Go watch, what is that, Weapons of Mass Destruction by Dr. Carly, who I did an interview with a couple months back, and we cover this and folks, like I say, look what happened in Oregon. Those 8 children got forced into compliance. You know why? Because the parents don't know who the hell they are. They got told what to do because they're good slaves. They didn't know that they were good slaves.
I don't know about what it is over there, but over here, if you don't fill out those hospital records, it's a $50,000 fine and up to 2 years in prison. So tell me how free I am that I have to register my children into the my slave masters. How free am I? And if I don't fill out those documents, what happens? My children get taken for no wrongdoing, and I can be put into jail, and my livelihood basically destroyed with a $50,000 fine. And this is freedom. This is supposed to be freedom. We're supposed to have our own choice, are we not?
Yeah, sort of like when I was over in Louisiana and the seatbelt infraction. I was asking old Kenny, "Hey Kenny, how you doing, brother?" In reference, I just inquiring minds want to know. I was asking some questions, and Kenny wasn't showing the love very much, so he calls for a backup so that they can force me to sign the damn ticket. Forced compliance at the end of a gun does not a valid contract make. Gee, but somehow they think that was a valid contract.
Exactly. And so what happens when you get rid of all the presumptions and all this kind of stuff, and they do violate you? Now you have background, and now you have you have the evidence that you have disproved all the assumptions and that they have violated the king and queen.
Yep.
So this is why you need to really, put that foundation down there so that, like they say, they violated me. You know what I mean? Even though I put the assumptions out there, they've tried to make me crack, and they couldn't for over 4 months. They couldn't make me crack, couldn't make me sign anything, nothing. And now it's all backpedaling. Yes, sir, no, sir, anything you need, sir, what do you need that filed into your court, all this kind of stuff, because I know who I am. And they weren't able to make me, slave up kind of thing. So, very interesting history being made here as well. So we'll keep the listeners appraised as of that. But in the next few days, we should have some interesting news.
Yep. Yeah. I'll tell you, there's so much stuff coming forward that reveals the naked aggression, what's going across the world. Not just our country, your country, the damn world. Australia, my Australian brothers are getting beat, and my UK brothers, all these people, and the raping of the estate, see, because we gave over, we abandoned. Well, guess what? Hey, we start at ground and we remove presumptions. When you start removing presumptions at every level, and I believe because that everybody has traversed on different levels at different times and stages, you got to remove the presumptions on pretty much everything as you go. It's very simple though, because but failure to do so means that you gave over, means you were happy with giving it over, i.e. as a pledge, as registered, because there is a trust, there is a stake. This document is massive, huge. This is, folks, if you haven't read this, and that's why I had Michael send it out sort of early today, earlier than usual, because I wanted everybody to read it before they got on the call, because this is the stuff nobody talks about. This is the stuff nobody knows. As a matter of fact, Johnny, after the break, I'm going to cover some of these portions of these documents for those that failed to read it yet. They haven't done their homework. Yeah, Daddy's bringing his ruler, and I might have to whack a couple knuckles. I don't know.
Well, that's the great thing about these calls and the great thing about the site, stuff like that, too. You know what I mean? It is almost like the homework assignments and stuff like that. And listen, this is what we're covering tonight. This is what we're going to discuss. Let's get together, folks, and all learn together. And that's the same thing with the site. It's always upgrading. It's always evolving. It's always adding new and more pertinent information. And we're sticking on the ball kind of thing, right? So
yep. Hey, hey, brother, we're going to do what we do when we go to break. Everybody go to break. We'll be back in a minute, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to In the Spirit of Things, folks. Yeah, we're going to share some love tonight. Hey, it's all good. Hey, we have direction of flow now. We have direction of flow on a new level. Yeah, so for all those who are still waiting, you have my permission and you have my consent, if you're needing permission and consent, to come over to my house and start removing presumptions, because it just got a whole lot fun. Hey, brother Johnny, we're creating a beautiful document to remove presumptions of all past 1040s, because basically you made a mistake. You were told a mistake, or you told a lie, basically. Your employer and all this other stuff. Me and Wally, we covered the banter on this last Saturday. But, we're going to create that as well as a set-off mechanism as a living beneficiary to set off the account in the proper capacity. Nothing to argue, no going to war, no mayhem. Folks, it's really simple. We're going to the land of simplicity. I'm going to pull back this curtain, and you're going to open the door. And when you do, you're going to find out a lot more that you were unaware of, but that's the whole point. You got to come through the front door. If you stand fast outside in the rain, you're going to get wet. Come on in and get dry. Even though I talk about come on in, the water's fine. Yeah, we're going to land. We're gonna be landlubbers, not in the Admiralty. Anyways, this is a beautiful thing. Anyways, Johnny, I was wanting to dip a little bit into this, but you did have a chance to read this. Pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is. It really is, and it's speaking to the choir when I'm reading this stuff. I exactly know, this is just one of the levels of how they've, gotten us to sign away our power and stuff like this, and getting us to volunteer. And it's a brilliant system. I don't even have a problem with government, because they have actually let you a way out. There is a way to get out. It's actually not in law to have a social insurance number and all this kind of stuff. They just kind of made it part of the club, we made all the work and the jobs and all this kind of stuff, as though they had to have social insurance numbers, all this kind of stuff. But most people don't even know that you do not need one, and that when you do get one, that you are submitting to being a civil citizen of the United States, like all caps, United States citizen, and you've lost your rights, and now you've been given benefits and privileges. And this is kind of what.
Yeah, well, I don't do SS5 revocation. I did that about 7 years ago, and of course the powers that be ignored everything, just like they do. So I guess I have this trust account. So, I'm not trying to tap it or anything. However, I can remove presumptions, and knowing that there is a trust and that I am a living beneficiary, I can remove that presumption. See, so that's a really simple task to do. So, you want to tap me with that. That's why it's got the red digits on the back of the damn document. It represents... They go A through 12 digits. Each one represents a different bank. It's 12 different banks. Mine's a G. Hey, go figure. G is get 'em, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, those red digits. Hey, that's my private side account. Yeah, the public side is the social on the front, but on the back it has red digits, which is a private through set-off account, and I want them to set off the damn account.
They do that a little differently here in Canada. They put the private account. Well, at least they used to. Now they're people are getting wise to this, but they put the private account on the back of the birth certificate. And, so it's an our social insurance number. It just has a social insurance number on the front, nothing on the back. So that's how they do it over here. At least that's how they used to do it. They also used to tell you not to use your birth certificates as ID, but they seem to have gotten rid of that too. But I remember growing up and seeing that and wondering why that said that, and the next thing you know, they're telling you, well, you got to get your license and all this with your birth certificate. And you're like, well, isn't that not supposed to be used for ID? Oh, don't worry about it. Just
right.
Wow.
They want you to compromise and be a party to the fraud, because that's what it is. They've got you giving over. Hey, folks, when they ask you for a Social Security number to turn on your cable, tell them to go to hell. See, this is what I'm saying. They're asking for that social number on everything, because what they want to do is they want to dip into your account. They want to hypothecate. That's the whole point of the exercise. So that's all right. We'll work on that when we get to it. Brother Michael and I are fixing to go into some deeper ends. We got some beautiful books that we've got to dip into and read. My brothers and sisters over at the IRS decided to issue an injunction to get these 2 books published. However, they were unsuccessful, and we weren't supposed to know. So what I want to know is, see, when the IRS issues injunctions about getting something banned from production to be brought forward to the light, there's something in there I got to read, brother.
Exactly. Well, and you see these documentaries and stuff like this. What was that one that we watched the other day with Aaron Russo? Interviewing the IRS guy, the head guy there, and asking them frank, straight questions, and just the absolute politician answers. Never answering the question directly. Always something. Well, I assume that it's law, and well, you're bringing in, you know what I mean, like this absolute subterfuge.
Right, they can never answer a direct question with a direct answer, because if they did, then the sham would be up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's always tricks for kids. Oh, I've been asking a boatload of questions my whole damn life. I get them all nervous.
And it's much easier once you've removed the presumption too. If we were still in the system and stuff like that, we wouldn't get away with half of what we're doing.
Right, we're not getting away with anything, and the whole point being is what we're doing is we're recognizing that we do have a man having a human experience standing
in that capacity.
Right, and we have standing, and they want us to forget. They've dumbed us down, they've liquefied us, chemtrailed us, fluoridated us, GMO modified us. Folks, they got more crap getting put in them. That's what Jerry and I were talking about today, John, about it's unbelievable, the apathy of the masses. They've all gone to sleep. They're really literally dead in the head.
It's such an intricate system, too, because it begins with, with your home entertainment and stuff like that. Everything is so desensitizing now. It's so, especially these, even I'll admit, I like a good zombie movie and stuff like that, but I look at it differently. I understand what they're trying to do and how they're trying to desensitize you into seeing people being killed left and right in so many different horrible, gruesome ways. And, you get young teenagers and even young kids watching this stuff. And this is what's going to happen after a few generations of this, and people just, look at the people as just non-living inanimate objects that they can just do with as they want. And this is and then they hit you with the food, so that it shuts down your sensitivity and all this kind of stuff, so you don't feel like you're supposed to be feeling and all this kind of stuff. And then they hit you with the vaccines, and it's just on and on and on. It is a complete onslaught, and this is why we need to keep the systems clean, keep the mind clean, and teach our next generations, what's going on, because this information needs to be handed down generation after generation. We can't get slack with this kind of stuff, because the nefarious ones are always there around the corner in the saddles.
Yeah, would you say I got a good start over at my house?
Well, exactly.
What I posted over there? Am I posting a bunch of general BS, or am I putting anything of substance
Peter,
over
I'll
there?
tell you right now, you can go do a Google search right now, and you won't find anything like your site out there. Not even close.
Well, I got a brother who's SEOing the crap out of me to get me a much better placement, and it's in the works and working very well. So I may go to the top page at Google. Hey, Google, what's up? Hey, we're going to share the love on a different level. This guy's got skills. Hey, brother, I got people coming through my door who have special skills. You got to love it, because I sure as hell don't. I'm just a mouthpiece. I'm just a conduit.
Well, that's the thing, you know what I mean? When you're trying to do the right thing, there's people out there that are just looking for someone to help with, because the majority of people are good people, you know what I mean? It's just these people that get to the point of unlimited power and omnipotent power. They get to the point they just don't care, and they need to keep us controlled and stuff like that. But the everyday, ordinary person is a very loving person, normally just wants to be left alone and will help his neighbor if need be,
Right, and this is the whole point, John, and you covered a very good point. Everybody's going forward with good. Most people try and move forward with good intent. They don't realize that the bottom feeders in the back door are nothing but a bunch of vultures looking to, and they're preying on the weak-minded who have given over their power and who have not realized that you're just a proverbial hypothecation event, and we're going to trick you at any cost possible. They're like the third-party debt scam. Hey, folks, if you got third-party debt, you want to make it go disappear, you got to go to my house and wait till I get that YouTube done, John. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a ball, dude. I am pumped.
It's a good time to be here. This is why our spirit has chosen this time to make a difference, to see this time in history on this planet. So it's a wonderful, exciting time, even though it is
mayhem.
A lot of challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, so folks, if you're going willy-nilly to think they have good intent, smash that paradigm throughout your head. See, I've been dragged through the court system before I had my knowledge base. I got sucked into the game, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, being a man on the land of substance, that I couldn't just go talk to the judge and get this thing fixed and there was just a mistake. I didn't realize it was the Tricks is for Kids hours. I didn't realize that it's nothing but a hypothecation event, and they fail to share that love with me.
Exactly.
You know, they everything they do it's like forced compliance and to basically bind you up through trickery.
Exactly, and we just got to get back to common sense thinking. It's what made us so privileged to be taxed, and what made us so privileged to have to pay for everything, and what made us so privileged to be fined everywhere we go and stuff like that. I think we would have been better off being born wolves in the woods. At least everything was free, Pete.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Hey, folks, it'll be banana eating on Tuesdays and Thursdays next. They'll create that law. The hell, these idiots don't even know what laws they got. They just they make up crap as they go half the time. As a matter of fact, I've been written up by pigs in a poke with false crap. I looked at it in reference to statute. Didn't even apply to the issue, and they put it on the paper because Peter wasn't giving over. He wasn't being a good, compliant slave. He was asking all the right questions, and they were getting nervous. So, hey, we'll show this guy. I had one Louisiana cop say to me, he goes, "I'm the king dick on this route." There you go, folks. There's naked aggression at its finest. And he did it in front of about 10 people up underneath the Circle K. I make sure I parked in a open area because I know the nefarious ones like to bust out their billy clubs when you start asking questions.
Exactly. And that's supposed to be a free society.
Oh yeah, it's so free. We're gonna beat the shit out of you into voluntary compliance. Hey, that shows me I'm free.
Exactly.
It's like putting their hands on their guns. I mean, you gotta love it. Hey, you're gonna sign this ticket voluntarily. Well, not quite voluntarily from where I stand, brother. Let me take that gun to your house and maybe ask your wife if we can have some consensual commerce.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
I mean,
this is what's happening, and if we don't, like I say, that's why we're here. The mouthpiece to just try to wake up other people and try to change this around, turn it around, and just let people know it's very simple. It's common sense. We don't deserve to be treated like this, and it is time for people like us to remind the nefarious ones that hey, some of us are awake, and we are watching you, and we are taking account, and we are noticing.
Yep. Yeah, and so they're going to keep, folks, and so y'all think going along, getting along is the game plan? You better wash that garbage from your head because you're all going to become victims. See, the ones that lay over, give over, they took them gas chambers back in the 1930s. So you know what? See how that's going to work for you when they do forced compliance on chip systems and stuff like that. See, I'm no longer in that game. I've removed myself from that presumption and very, very methodically and correctly. So they have no plausible deniability. So if they operate from more hubris, well, at least, hey, I figured it out. Anyways, there's a lot of people say, well, I'm just afraid, I don't want to do anything, and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? By doing nothing, you're doing something. That's called freedom of choice, free will, act and deed, and you told them that you were happy licking the boots of your masters on your knees. See, you know what? I just don't subscribe to that. See, because failure to stand in the breach for yourself means your children are going to be inheriting a whole plethora of bullcrap. So, if you don't care that much about yourself, how about for your children? You know what? I'm going to use the emotional. I'm going to use the psychological, like they use on us, to get us to come over and play this stupid game. Folks, forced compliance on your children is going to be 10 times worse on your because you fail to stand in the breach. I would want my children punching me in the mouth if I let this crap get through. You know what I'm saying? Daddy, why didn't you ever stand? Why didn't you do nothing? Why were you just a weak piece of crap and you just stood down and you let this happen? That's called freedom with responsibility to my children as well, not the state's children, mine. So this is where I'm living. I mean, it's either I stand in the breach for something or I'll fall for damn everything. So you know what? I've created simplicity at its finest, educationally wise, because my brain thinks outside the box. I don't know why I'm wired this way. I just am. And it's a really, really good thing because, you know what, folks? I get it, and you're going to get it too. See, because I'm not a college graduate. I'm not an educated man. I just know how to read, and I have deductive reasoning, and I know how to put things in structure and remove presumptions. It's that simple. Remove the damn presumptions, because if you fail to do so, you gave over your free will, act, and deed, and they're going to share with you a different type of love that you're not going to really be happy with.
Exactly, and history repeats itself. That's the thing, that we've been taught here on this planet, that there's always bad people, bad intentions out there that are gonna, any chance that they get, are going to try to con you, are going to take your stuff, and if they get too organized, then we're not paying attention, we're asleep at the wheel. Next thing you know, it's going to be, we're going to wake up and it's going to be this complete police state. It's already starting. It's like having a muddy wall, you know what I mean? And if you're not constantly repairing, constantly looking out for holes and all this kind of stuff, well, then next thing you know, it's going to collapse in on you. And that's what we're trying to prevent.
Yeah, and we're doing a great job. I'm just sharing the love, brother. Hey, we are not warring. Hey, for my nefarious ones who are listening, which I know they are, I'm sharing the love. Hey, I just want to go to peace and settle in. If you think we owe something, hey, we're going to settle the account. We're going to show the love through that private side exemption and make sure it goes to ground. We're not going to war. We're just going to go ahead and say, hey, if you got a valid claim, produce the valid claim, and we can move forward and settle the account in love, peace, and honor. That's where we live. Anyways, John, I got a caller coming in. I'm going to take one before the hour and one after the hour, and my producer says, I say let him on through. 9:37, you're in the loop. Come on down.
Peter? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. Hey, real quick, I clicked on the blog talk and it says that page can't be found, so I had to call in. But I don't know why that can't get into the blog talk.
Yeah, I'm on it right now.
Okay. I had a question.
Go ahead.
I'm not hearing you real good, Mike.
Let me take it off speakerphone.
Okay.
Is that any better?
There we go.
What can I? What you got for me, brother?
Okay. When you cleaned up your credit card debt, did you get it removed from the credit report or the bureaus? Credit bureaus?
I know process with under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. If if you want to busy yourself with that, but that's another false paradigm system as well. So you can remove the third. Technically, once you do process, you can take those 4 documents, send them off to the clowns at the circus at the credit reporting agencies, and by law, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they have to remove the negative because now you have irrevocable proof with 4 exhibits that you asked, and they didn't say diddly. So therein lies their problem, and by law, if they don't take it off, you can rat their asses out to the Fair Trade Commission, and they take those reports, and they have to investigate every one. So but for the most part, brother, I don't busy myself with dead man's land. So, brother, there ain't going to be a credit reporting agency in a minute. It ain't going to matter. I don't know if you've been paying attention to your world, but the shit's fixing to hit the fan on a different level. Not fear factor, but the system of downs has got really ugly. And but anyways, but that was a good question, and there was my valid answer. So anything else I can give you to go forward, brother?
Yeah, I'm a new member and going over your stuff. It's pretty good. But,
let's go, brother. It's going to get a whole hell of a lot better. I'm going to do some heavy lifting. I'm going to give you educational classes. Follow the bouncing ball with the YouTube, PowerPoint presentations on every damn document I got on that site, so nobody is vague and indescript. Clouded Mind says no. I'm going to remove it, and then I'm going to tell you why you're doing it. See, that's where I live. Did you get the email blast that we sent out today?
I got the... Well, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. See, I got. See, brother, I post links on there. Have you read "Slave Who Owns You" yet?
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, that's the homework assignment. See, you can call it homework, but it's for everybody. This is where we get the knowledge. This is where we get the change in our minds. Because if you don't understand how you've been duped and how you've been binded up through these adhesion contracts, you give over because you don't understand how you gave over, how you gave consent. So this is a good thing to do, is to remove consent. And third party, I'm going to do a special YouTube with PowerPoint presentations on the third party debt termination process, because I know it's a little confusing for some because they're not used to documents. So I'm going to take everybody down easy street so they can get their educational game on and get this right the first time. And then I don't got to answer 1,000 emails a day. That'll make my life a whole hell of a lot easier. So very good. Hey, brother, I thank you for asking the question. And matter of fact, we'll catch you on the rebound. And hey, welcome aboard, brother. Your paradigm shift is upon you.
Okay. The other thing, I sent you an email about some stuff. I don't know if you had time. What's the best way to get a hold of you through email?
Yeah, it's posted on the site. You got Privatis.Me at Privatis.Me or whatever. I think there's an entry point over there. I'm not going to give a shout out on my email over this call for about 10 million people to email me. So, but it is over on the site. I'm findable.
Okay, I'll find it.
If it goes to Michael, he sends it to me. Don't worry, I catch everything in the loop. It's all we got you covered, brother.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pete. Talk to you later.
Very good. Thank you, brother. We'll talk to you later. To my producer, I guess I can take one more, quit that other one before the top of the hour because I got 6 minutes, and if they make it quick, it dropped. Okay. All right. Well, no problemo. Anyways, hey, John, what we're going to do is cover at the top of the hour on slavery, who owns you. I want to read a couple paragraphs to get people's minds right, give them a little direction of flow, because if they haven't read this, folks, if I post it in my email blast, and if you're not on Privatis.me to get the email blast, go sign up. It's free. And if you haven't gone to my cancer page, my educational alternatives, I don't give advice. I just give direction, and nobody has to die for a lie. It's that simple. It's that simple. They won't tell us this stuff. So,
and it really is that simple, Pete. Like, when people come over and check out your information on the medical and stuff like that, it is so simple and cheap. There is no one that should be dying of these diseases nowadays. There is easy, simple, and when I say cheap, I'm talking cheap. You know what I mean? Under $50, I think cheap to cure basically anything that you can think of.
Right. Okay. Hey, I'm just going to cover it for 2 seconds because I have a couple of minutes. Sodium bicarbonate. You can buy it. They don't get Arm & Hammer, folks. That's got aluminum silicate in it. It attaches to the brain. Not good. Red Mill brand only, and I'm telling you straight up because I've researched this. Dr. Mark Serkis, another medical specialist, has researched it as well. And matter of fact, I got his book over on my site that anybody can download for free to start reading about sodium bicarbonate as well in these modalities, as well as magnesium chloride that everybody's deficient on, so they can't get the uptake of other nutrition because they're missing that element. I mean, when you tie in all these little elements, John, it just brings everything together. The Celtic salt, getting the 94-plus trace nutrients that you're not getting from table salt, which is dead salt. Well, when I say dead salt, it's been homogenized, pasteurized, neutralized, burned. It has absolutely no nutritional value. It makes you retain water, shuts down your kidneys over time. Matter of fact, I was reading an article, like 2.3 million people die a year because of their bad salt intake. So, folks, if you don't know about Celtic salt, if you don't know about food-grade hydrogen peroxide, I've already covered this stuff. It's already in MP3s. And, John, I'm going to go to YouTube on those in as well and put the attachments under the show more so they can get their memo, so they can read. I'm going to bring this to an educational platform that absolutely nobody has to be ignorant.
And don't forget, Pete, we're going to add some MMS there to really top off the killer medicine. Let's just say that's the as far as I'm concerned, the number one modality for cleaning up the system and for basically getting rid of anything you can think of.
Yup, and brother, like I was talking about Laetrile, which is B17, apricot seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1971, Laetrile was so successful that Big Pharma made sure that got outlawed to get in America. But that's all right, folks. I got a source. You can get it all day long, and I'll post it on the site for my brothers and sisters in the private who are private members. So I bought it with no problem, and it's from Mexico, but it's it's B17 Laetrile. And for my brothers and sisters dying of cancer, I'm going to talk got DMSO, got other modalities that I haven't covered yet. And when I get a little time, I'll broach those issues. Probably next Tuesday, I'll probably be going to the deeper end of the drink. But today, this was a lot more important for me to cover was this information on people needing direction of flow, and that I was going to be creating YouTubes for the masses. And if folks, if they beat my YouTubes down, I'll friggin' put them on Vimeo. I don't give a flip. Hey, I'm outside the box. I can do whatever I want in my private house.
Oh, like I say, and we can just put them on the Privatis site itself too, which would be good.
Yeah, right. So, hey, folks, go sign up and come into my house. Get on the free portals and start your educational learn. There's eight bouncing balls to follow. It's on the cover page. I give direction of flow. If I got a movie that you're supposed to go watch for an hour, 5 minutes to get your mind right, you got to go watch it. That's your job. See, that's what's going to help you get the rose-colored glasses off and give you 100% total clarity on how you got duped, and you're going to get a history lesson you never thought possible because they don't teach this history in school.
Exactly.
Anyways, hey, Brother John, I gotta quit blathering for a second at the top of the hour. Hey, folks, we're going to have a break, so you go do what you do on break, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, welcome back at the top of the hour, folks. Hey, we're having fun now. Hey, yeah, John, I had to fix me some water with some food-grade hydrogen peroxide so I can get my mind right, get my oxygen levels up so I'm not in an acidic state like the rest of the masses. Yeah, $30 for a bottle down at my local health food store, and it'll last years. It's dirt cheap. Yeah, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, matter of fact, I think I got the 1-minute cure over at the website that everybody can read a little bit and get their minds right. Folks, they're not going to tell you about this stuff in the lamestream media because they're collectively having a hypothecation event on all you, getting you on those pharmaceuticals. I'm 53. I'm not on any medication. I know, John, I say this all the time, but I probably should be on, according to some people. But, hey, I'm the excitable boy.
Well, Pete, I've been in the truth movement and stuff like that and learning from, basic geniuses out there, that have really woken up and stuff like that. And, I have such a hard time watching television now. It's like I'm watching something from 50, 60 years ago, especially when we know the easy cures for all these body ailments and all this kind of stuff, and the easy cures for the death solutions and all this kind of stuff, and then you see them just out and out lying on the TVs and the news and all this kind of stuff, and it just seems like it's watching something from 1950s where they just have no concept of this type of education.
Yeah, it's a cognitive dissonance. Brother, it's huge, and the propaganda machine, as a matter of fact, they talk about how they created the propaganda machine, back in the 1920s and kept this game going, saying, if we can control the minds of men, we can control them. And, folks, guess what? Welcome to your world. They're controlling your mind.
Exactly. Controlling the mind, controlling the money, controlling the medicine, controlling the politics, controlling the religion, controlling, every aspect.
Yeah. For those of you who go to 5013C Church, folks, when you're a pastor, not specifically your pastor, but probably one, see, folks, they started that in the 1930s, actually 1933 to be specific. And why would I know this? Because I actually watch what I put out on at my site. If you go watch Changes on the Horizon Part 2, you can get the exponential learning curve in an hour and 5 minutes, and you don't even have to take notes. Just watch it. I've watched it probably 7 times, John, because I'm a slow dog sometimes, and I miss things. So I like to get clarity, so I'll watch it multiple times because, you know what, I got to know.
Exactly. Well, if you're slow, I don't know what to say for the rest of the people.
Oh, they're screwed. That's why I'm doing YouTubes now, bro.
Exactly.
Hey, folks, I love you, and so that's why I don't mind doing heavy lifting. And if you don't get that I'm doing this from a position of love and heart, and you think it's about the stinking $120, keep your $120, stay on the slave plantation, and keep getting your brake speed off until your butt falls off, because they'll be glad to hypothecate you because you can't defend your castle. You don't even know that you're a dead entity. You don't even know that you've been compromised. So, hey.
So, you know how I look at it, Pete? You have the free membership and stuff like that where you can get in stuff, and there's so much information just under the free membership that it's almost like you're paying for the the university degree now. Okay, now here's what we're offering, here's how you got here and everything else, and here's a lot of knowledge, to let you know the background and stuff like that. Now, if you'd like a formal degree in this, well, come on aboard, and we'll show you the complete insides and out kind of thing. So
Right, and that was the whole point of the exercise, John, was when I set this up, I knew they first had to pull back the curtain. They first had to pull back, because they didn't even know they don't even know they're duped. So I said, okay, what I'll do is I'll create free portals for everybody to get in, to get their game on, get their mind right a little bit, and pull those rose-colored glasses off. Slavery, Who Owns You, that document, as well as consent, slavery by consent, as well as that video, all wars are bankers' wars. All this stuff is all there, folks, for your consumption to help get your mind right. It's literally the exponential, quickest learning curve you'll ever get on how you got screwed and how you got duped into this scam. And folks, it's no longer hearsay once you understand what went down, how it all played out. So until you have a fundamental understanding that you're getting screwed. See, John, nobody is more a slave than one that thinks he's free because he's stuck in his mind and he's thinking, and I've seen it in churches all over the country, brothers saying, thank God we got the military defending us and blah, blah, blah. They're all bankers' wars, folks, and they're defending the corporate whores that be, and they're hypothecation event. Matter of fact, all my brothers that die of these BS wars, these scam wars, and they sell you the swill on the idiot box, and you're actually buying the propaganda machine, and they have $10 million underwritten policies on every damn one of them, but the wife doesn't get a penny of it. But this thing called government over men, they're hypothecating off of every one of my brothers in these BS wars. I mean, it's all about the insurance, LLC, limited liability corporation. It's all about the trust, the estate. I've been covering this stuff for months. Well, you're going to get the exponential learning curve when you come over to my house. If you really want to find out the truth and you really want to pull back the curtain, and you're not going to be busy with BS and the mundane and the smoke and mirrors and filing UCCs and doing an international bill of exchange, been there, done that. Folks, all that does is it's a second when you do these UCCs, and I know there's going to be people out there in the UCC land department saying, oh, this guy's talking about the UCCs and that we can't do that. Well, see, when you want to lean up and levy, that's warring, and they're going to beat your proverbial brakes off, because I got brothers who have gone to the boneyard because they leaned up judges real good. See, folks, that's called warring. And when you war, they're going to bring the war to your door, because guess what? You're still on the fiction slave plantation in the body politic. If you've signed up to think that you actually have a vote, then you're part of the body politic. You're the problem, because you gave over your power to a system, and you're just operating with benefits and privileges. You are not operating as a live man. So guess what? When you read this article that I posted, and I sent out to literally hundreds and hundreds today, Slavery, Who Owns You? They're going to give you the nickel tour in a concentrated verbal overview and break down everything on what really happened and how you gave over and how you don't have the right to even challenge anything because you gave over. So guess what, John? I decided to go to the first line of defense and remove a presumption. And this is why I'm doing this first. What YouTube is on the template on how to administrate to remove the presumption. And I've already had multiple brothers already come across my door who have effectively done it. No, nobody's coming to beat them up, folks. You have the right at any given time to remove a presumption and or a mistake. But until you do so, they think you're happy with where you're at. It's that simple.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So you have to remove the presumption, and until the presumption is removed, then exactly they assume that you're happy being their slave, and if you don't like the beings, well, you should have said something about it.
Right. We thought you loved hugging the boots of your masters. You gave over. Yeah. You signed up into the body politic. Yeah, folks. This left-right paradigm. See, this is the busy crap that keeps your brain in the mud and keeps you. If you actually think that you have your vote and it counts, folks, they use the Diebold machines, these machines that actually flip the vote. Matter of fact, this lady did a really, really good video. Can't remember her damn name right now, but that was excellent, about 2008, showing how a college kid could walk in there, turn the vote over, like literally within 5 minutes, not even a hacker, and change the vote. So, folks, the vote's all a bunch. That's the smoke and mirrors to keep you thinking that you have a vote. That's the scam. It's huge.
That's a scary thought, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah. I don't vote for nobody, folks. I vote for me. That's who I vote for. I got the power. I don't give over my power to some other third-party dictator. That's all they are, folks, because they're working for the corporate whores. They're all bought and paid for the most part. Yeah, I know there's some with good intent, but for the most part, they don't rise to the top. They get suppressed and shuffled down and run over, and if they try and make a Ron Paul or whatever. But Ron Paul, hey, he was great for the movement. He got a whole bunch more voters on to come in and vote, because now we got a bunch more slaves on the plantation. They loved it. That was the game plan. Ron Paul probably was not aware of it, but I'll tell you what, everybody, all these people that signed up, we got 2 million, we got 20 million more new voters, more.
You know,
that's
That's exactly what that was, Pete. I remember that too. You know, they had the Ron Paul revolution basically, and that was the thing. They were getting a lot more viewers coming in and stuff like that, with no one chance of Ron Paul ever getting in, but bringing that interesting. Oh, look, he might get in. Let's bring in more voters and let's vote for Ron Paul and let's do and exactly. And then what they do, they bring in this Mitt Romney guy. That's a complete what the heck?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, what the heck is this guy doing? So they gave you no choice but to vote for Obama again, and the puppetry is amazing. It really is.
Oh yeah, and the churches are supposed to stay neutral. I was the pastor when I was going to this church was actually subscribing to Rick Santorum. I says, "What are you on crack, bro? Have you not read the overview on Rick here? I'm going to print some stuff and get your mind right." I mean, this is how dumbed down they are. They don't read nothing about what these people stand for, and they don't follow the proverbial money trail, and I have, because I know what they're all about, because they're all bought and paid for whore flunkies for the corporate system of downs.
And it's pretty sad, Pete, an ordinary fella, can't be president. So what's up with that? You need millions of dollars to be president. So what does that tell you? What kind of club is that coming from? If you need millions of dollars to even become a president, you can't be an ordinary guy with.
You're buying the vote, dude. That should tell people everything. I was wondering that all those years myself. I says, you got to have piles and piles of money back, and why do it? But hey, folks, welcome to the Tricks for Kids hour. But hey, John, I got a caller coming in, so I'm going to let this one through. And 215, come on down. The water's fine.
Yeah, Pete.
Hey.
Hey, Pete. Yeah, this is Derek from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, on the land, Pennsylvania?
On the land, yeah, absolutely.
Very good, brother. I just want to make sure you had it right.
Absolutely. That's where that's what I call it, on the land.
Yep.
So far, how has this new challenge to the system, how successful has it been? And so far as challenging them, I mean, we know they beat us up, they kick our ass in the courts, but this new format's being used. How successful is that being?
I'm getting successes. People who are actually putting the ball in play every day. So that's why I'm going to do some heavy lifting, and I'm going to create the actual format to follow and do, because otherwise I can't believe I am not getting more success stories. So I'm saying, okay, I'm going to make this a lot easier. Everybody's going to get the memo in a YouTube and with PowerPoint presentation on exactly what to do and how to do it, so there's no vague in the script. So, and
okay, I mean, your Privatis.Me, are people posting it up there? I mean,
I'm going to be posting as soon as I get, brother. I'm going to do a YouTube video. It's going to be a testimonials video. As soon as I get enough bodies that I got enough body count that I like, and that will be coming forward. So everybody can shake the third party debt scam is the easiest thing to beat, brother. As long as you don't get tricked by the stupid lies.
I get that. I do get it. I mean, I've been tricked into recontracting. That's why I'm saying how successful was this new process. I met you down in Virginia. What was it last year? DP. It's DP. You know me.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I was there. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you.
I was doing the comedy hour on Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, I know. I told you that. But. I mean, what's it entail? What's the enforcement value behind it? What's the enforcement value behind this new third-party debt collector?
There is no enforcement. None's needed, brother. They screw up when they don't answer any of the damn documents. It's 3 times in your out type crap. It's ecclesiastical law, just like the crap they use on you.
I get that. I've done that. But what I'm saying, what makes this different from what so-called gurus have been?
Can I answer
offered?
that?
Yeah, John, take care of it.
It's basically what you're doing. Okay, first of all, there is no debt when it goes third party. You're calling their bluff is all you're doing, and you're basically letting them know that if I'm calling your bluff, and if you want to continue with this, I actually know the legal ramifications and legal avenues that I have to go through to make you bring forth a proper valid claim, and That's all the. So there doesn't have to be any enforcement. You're just basically saying you have a debt. Well, okay, bring forth a valid claim, and we'll settle it right now. And that's all that paperwork's really doing. And it's basically saying, well, if you don't bring forth a valid debt, you're in fraud, and we've got a problem.
Yeah, now you have exhibits A, B, C, and D, and they've got a real problem. There's no judge will touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Where do we go from there? I mean, like I said, because they have this trickery, like you're well aware of, I'm well aware of. The trickery is into recontracting, is what I'm saying. Where they utilize the words, the wordplay comes in.
Well, first of all, brother, I don't answer shit from clowns at the circus. If you do, then guess what? You didn't get my memo yet. Do you open these Tootsie Rolls inside their envelopes? I say, apparently you haven't been on any of my talks that I've been doing lately on MP3 over there at Privatis, because what I say is
100%.
Return all presentments. Do not accept them, otherwise you've contracted there. You accepted a new offer. They're not going to give you any valid claim, brother. That's what I was trying to tell a brother in California the other day. He was saying, well, what if they write me and actually fill this out? I says, what do you want, crack? Have you lost your proverbial mind? They tricked you by coming through the front door in the first place, and you accepted the offer. Now you've got to do something about it. You've got to remove the presumption. So guess what? Once you remove the presumption with your first salvo, i.e. the first document, the game is over, and you don't recontract ever again. And I promise you.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Where do you go from there? Your package. Where does your package take us?
Well, basically, what the package
brother, there's
does,
no else to go from there. Once you 4 times they're out with notice of fault, notice of default, and notice of estoppel, they're dead. They're dead on their back. The game is over. They can't move forward unless you accepted their offer. So guess what? You return offers from here on out until your ass falls off. It's just tricks for kids hour. That's all they know is tricks.
And let's just say we had
I just wanted to know. Okay, I mean, I 100% understand what you just said. That's
let me
what
answer
I'm
this. Let's say you send them all these 4 letters, okay, and then they still continue to come after you. That's when you can file a claim against them.
Okay.
That's your legal remedy. Okay, well, lawful, I should say.
And we haven't never had to go there.
What's that?
We haven't never had to go there because
exactly they would never. Yeah, it's like saying, you know what I mean. You got this guy who's like 350 pounds, and you got this 80-pound guy, and you want this guy to fight this guy. Well, that's basically you're the 350-pound guy with those letters saying, listen, I know that you don't have a claim, and I know that you don't have a chance in this fight, so you better back off. But if you're stupid enough to keep coming at me, well, here's the 4 rebuttals, and well, now I've got a claim, a valid claim against you. And that would be your remedy. But it would never go that far because these letters are basically stating right up front that they have no claim, there was never a claim, and you know that they're bluffing.
And if you look at the bottom of the document, it becomes a UPU violatable offense. They're using the damn postal mail to commit mail fraud, brother. It's an under international treaty. That's why we posted at the bottom. And now we get to access their bonds if they have any. And they got a real problem, brother. I dare any son of a bitch to come across my bar with the after they've gotten the 4 documents and try and move forward. They're going to be an international.
I get it 100% now, Pete. Pete, your partner, described it perfectly and beautifully. Your octane level is way too high. Calm down.
Yeah, I didn't take my medication today. I forgot to take my medication. I'm excited boy, remember?
I get it.
Right, Pete keeps me around.
Yeah, you're calm in your delivery. I get it. Pete, slow down a little bit, but you're good. Your intentions are good. Intentions are good, but just slow down a little bit.
That's why I got John here. He keeps me right-minded.
He delivered it eloquently and beautifully, and in a diplomatic way. I get it.
I'm not diplomatic. I'm not politically correct. I'm just Pete.
Yeah, you're just Pete. I remember you. I told you. I remember you. We're not going to go there, but I remember.
And I'm denying everything, dude. I'm denying everything. I don't know nothing.
I'm not going to. You didn't do anything bad. You didn't do anything bad. But I like that. Okay.
Yep.
I get it
great
now.
time.
Yeah,
well,
it was beautiful.
Clarify it for you.
I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Hey, just stand fast. It's fixing to get a whole bunch more fun. YouTube's are us. I'm going to have a field day on removing a whole bunch of other presumptions as we go.
Okay. Well, I'm going to follow what's going on.
Yeah, just follow the bouncing ball. That's all. The only way I know how to do it. It's like I say, I just got some heavy lifting on this side with somebody who's going to help me actually put these beautiful YouTubes together with PowerPoint presentations so everybody can really, really get it and understand why they're doing it. I want everybody competent.
All right, well, have John deliver it, Pete.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, slow down,
Yeah, brother,
all right,
it's all
love
good.
Talking
it's
to
all
you.
good.
It's all
Great
good.
question. Great question.
All right,
yep.
peace.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for giving us some feedback, brother. We'll catch you on the rebound.
Well, absolutely. I've been trying to call in. I've been listening. And I said, Pete, slow down. And I posted on your blog up there at Privatis.Me. I said, Pete, just shut up and let us ask questions. That's a beautiful question.
Like I say, I'm going to start taking my medication before I come on the show.
Yeah, but that was beautifully put, and the question has been answered. I've been waiting for weeks for it, but I got it now.
That's good. Glad we can help you.
John, I knew I brought you here for a reason.
There you go, Peter. You brought in the big guns.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, peace.
To my producer, do we have any more coming in through the door? I'm just checking. Nope. Okay. Well, hey, brother, we're going to banter on a little bit. Hell, I've yet to get to the damn document yet. Slavery, Who Owns You? I'm going to touch on it for a couple minutes just to give people a little enlightenment, and we're going to coast into the downhill slide on here with a little bit more going forward here.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, folks, if you haven't... That's why I say. This is why I want everybody to go sign up for free so they can get these memos, because I attach memos. I love memos because this gives clarity, so you don't think I'm operating from hearsay. Because everybody, they do. They say, well, how do I know this? How do I know that? Well, now every week or every show, I'm going to try and make sure I always have an attachment on the topic, so that if you're on the memos list, you get the memo and you get to go see. If I put a video, it's probably highly advantageous that you go watch it. If I post one with a attaching document or whatever, this is digestible chunks hour. This is how I operate. So, folks, on this Slavery, Who Owns You, this is a huge overview document. I mean, and when I say huge, I don't mean it's real long. It's actually pretty short. But everybody, this is sort of like a must-read to give you clarity on how this all went down, because if you don't understand, you really don't, or overstand, you don't get it. But this is it's a hugely succinct document. Matter of fact, the Sovereigns Without Subjects was established by the Treaty of Paris in 1783. This case was decided in 1795 by the U.S. Supreme Court as it existed at that time. Just 12 years after that Treaty of Paris of 1783, this case defines government succinctly and leaves no room for misinterpretation. The summary is Penhallow versus Doan's Administrators, 3 U.S. 54. They got the attachment, folks, so we're not making this up. So these are informations that sustain what we're trying to say. Am I right, John?
That's correct.
So, it says governments are corporations inasmuch as every government is an artificial person. Look at the words. And an abstraction and a creature of the mind only, an idea. A government can only interface with other artificial persons. You, because you're in that status until you change it. The imaginary, having neither actuality or substance, is foreclosed from creating and attaining parity with the tangible. The legal manifestation of that is that no government, as well as in any law, agency, aspect, court, etc., can concern itself with anything other than corporate artificial persons and the contracts between them. Folks, do you see, I just said a mouthful just in one little paragraph.
Well, I wonder how they get that artificial person to contract between them, Pete.
Because they trick them through correspondence, through the mail, because they're using artificial corporations. They came in as a resident. They never removed presumptions. And they actually believed that they were wanting to talk to them. Because, see, nobody taught anybody that by using this fiction persona this artificial construct, that they binded themselves up. See, because they don't teach this in school because they dumb us down and keep us on rote memory bullcrap. Keep the minds busy from not looking at anything of substance. So basically, I'm going to cover one more paragraph, then we're going to go to break. In short, there is no parity or equality between a tangible, real, living man of substance. Gee, they're using my words, John. These people stole from me. I swear it.
They're all listening, Pete. They're all listening.
Yeah, right. And the idea or imaginative construction of a created form of government that has been caused to arise as an artificial person, abstraction of a fiction. As such, there is no government that concern itself directly within the affairs of a live man. Gee, what are we talking about, John?
The living man, exactly.
Maybe there's a parallel here. I don't know. Maybe I missed. I knew I was in class that day. Anyways, as a living, tangible man of substance, he is superior in every regard and cannot be subordinated by the abstraction that is a mere idea operating in the form of government. So, folks, note, government is either by mutual will and informed consent or agreement. Hey, folks, guess what? We're going to remove presumptions. That's why I'm doing the presumptions hour today. And it's or is by proxy, default, or otherwise, i.e., conquest, occupation, compelled, induced, or by misrepresentation, fraud, deceit, and obfuscation. So, note, does this case not also provide the reader insight into why it is that the governments of the world, including the United States, Inc., and every other sovereign nation of government entity, including the United Nations, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, etc., must convert the living man of substance into an abstraction, just like itself a corporate, legal, commercial fiction, in order to contract or otherwise use various means to enter into the legal affairs, legal, look at the word, legal, not lawful, of the person that the government alleges to govern. Thus, if there is alleged to be any transaction or exchange between a real living man of substance and the idea, the abstract corporate government, it cannot be direct, but it must be indirect by and through a transfer agent / agency or a transmitting utility, UCC terminology, for interface and interaction. This agent / agency within the Admiralty Law Commercial Zone since 1871 of the District of Columbia is called a U.S. person, a vessel. Gee, John, it's ironic. When I was going to go get a license, and then I decided after reading the document, it says you're a vessel of commerce. I said, nah, no, thank you. And I never got me a license. So, or citizen, or individual, or resident, or non-resident, alien, taxpayer, beneficiary, etc., etc., etc. That person is not the real living man of substance, but is an enfranchised abstraction and fictional representation of the real, which name is always spelled in all cap letters in the same manner that slave names were entered of record as real property of their owners and vessels and are flagged in Admiralty, maritime, martial law, jurisdiction, and venue. I know, folks, I just blew the bomb up on the front porch, but it's all right. This is some deep stuff, and I know most of you are probably really confused right now, but that's all right. If you come over to my house, I promise you won't be confused for long, because I'm going to take you to the other side of the fence in short order, simply, effectively. So, anyways, hey, I'm just trying to share the love. See, we're not, folks, I'm telling you, if we don't come together as a community, and that's why we got to do this in the private, as a private membership, this will never get out. But if I get my brothers and sisters to wake the hell up and come over to my house, we can all collectively come out of Mammon together and get our minds right and remove all these presumptions together. That's called sharing the love. There's no adversarial warring in any way, shape, or form. We don't live there. We don't fight. We just go to peace, and we go to ground, and we neutralize the game. But you better know that if you don't never take an action, you don't remove these presumptions, you're dead in more ways than one. And that's the whole scope of the deal. Anyways, John, I'm going to go to break, I guess. So with that being said, I've been the excitable boy all night tonight. And, hey, folks, we're giving you some meat and potatoes tonight. Don't choke. We don't do baby food over here. Anyways, we're going to break. Y'all go do what you do on break. We'll be right back. We love you.
See you in a few.
Hey, folks, we're on the downhill slide. Welcome back to the In the Spirit of Things. I got my brother sharing the love on Skype and telling me to take a Quaalude. Hey, Brother Tim, I love you too, man. Yeah, share the love. It's all good. Yeah, we can talk about your 15-foot Christmas trees. We'll play together. It's all good. Give me my volcano seat that we talk about. Anyways, yeah, Brother Tim doesn't live in USA, Inc. Yeah, it's all good. Anyways, folks, I'm trying to make some points here. It's really, really simple stuff. What we speak of, I mean, I'm pulling back these blinders so you all can effectively get a paradigm shift, so you can see as clear as the nose on my face, and I have a nose. It's all good. And have clarity, direction of flow. These are the things I talk about. I live on a different planet. I don't live on the planet Earth, I guess. I get stuff that nobody else gets, John. It's just and like I was talking to Brother Jerry today in reference to that, and why are my eyes so wide open while everybody else is so wide shut? I don't, and I get it, but at the same time I don't get it,
I've gone through the same paradigm here, Pete. We've lost a lot of people in our life, but we've gained so many others. So it's getting better and better. I see it every day. I see people waking up. I see this conversation being discussed more and more and more. So it's just slowly but surely the snowball's rolling down the hill, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this will get exponentially bigger until we get to the point where we have a beautiful world again and back to lawful living.
Right. It takes everybody to, like I say, freedom with. I go to this freedom with responsibility. I'm carrying a boatload of water. I got big arms. You've seen them firsthand. Well, at least over Skype. I say, hey, check out these guns. Hey, brother, they're for hire. Anyways, folks, we have fun. It's all good. And that the point, folks, I'm trying to make is, I'm just a man. I'm a man like all the rest of you. I'm having a human experience. I'm trying to bring you this love. I'm trying to bring you this truth in a simple, concerted way that we all can get. We can all share this love together. And it starts with that heart, and then we work on the mind, and then we work on the body. I'm trying to cover all these prongs. I'm doing a boatload of heavy lifting, and I need a little help from my brothers and sisters to just carry a little bit of the water. We'll carry the bulk of it. But I need you to come and share the love. I need you to come to my house because I can't do it all by myself.
Exactly. And that's what you're trying to do at Privatis. You know what I mean? Just imagine all the hospital bills that people aren't going to have to put up with and all this kind of stuff now that put you in debt so far. Like we feel pretty lucky here in Canada, and even our system's a little wonky, but wow, I couldn't imagine being over there in the States and stuff like that. Just one bad thing can happen and you're absolutely devastated. People have to realize that is not a free society.
Right. If it could put you in financial destitution, put you out on the street and homeless, sort of like not being able to pay your property tax, folks, you aren't free. When they get diabetic, and this was the objective, they've been planning this thing for 100 years, and they successfully, because we all fell asleep and let these nefarious ones. So actually, we sort of brought it upon ourselves. So now we have to retool, rethink, relearn the real truth, not the bullshit that's been fed to us our entire lives. It's time to pull back the curtain. And I try not to cuss, but folks, I do get excited. It's damn military vernacular, My Marines understood these words real good. But we're moving in a direction of flow, where everybody can get clarity of thought. This is the whole point of me stepping in and trying to make an impact. Because, brothers and sisters, to stand back and do nothing is not the viable option. I've been saying it for months, and I really, really mean it. If you stand in the neutral capacity and do absolutely nothing, if you stand fast and do absolutely nothing, it's going to be more of the same. Because you know what? You're telling them what you want by your failure to respond or your failure to act. It takes you to basically come over and get your mind right and say, okay, hey, this is not acceptable. Here's my line in the sand. I can remove the presumption. You don't have to go to war with anybody. You don't have to fight. This is what I'm trying to give clarity on. The third-party debt termination package, I will have a really good direction of flow coming forward for all of my brothers and sisters in all IMF-run countries. It will be a formatted follow along, the bouncing ball for everybody in every country. And folks, this really works. You just got to stand fast to do it and not accept any more presentments from the clowns at the circus. On the medical side of the house, I'm covering the deep end. I have a cancer page over there. Folks, it'll blow your ever-loving mind when you find the truth, if you're willing to go take a look and pull back this lie. We've been lied to pretty much on just about everything. It's a hard pill to swallow, but, hey, suck it up, put up, and now you have, hey, at least now you're here, you're listening, because, hey, I'm not going to have you do theory. I don't do theory, folks. If you want to do theory, you can go to all these other gurus, because I ain't no damn guru. I'm just a man on the land, having a human experience, giving you direction of flow. If it resonates, use it. If it doesn't, if you're afraid, do nothing. And they'll be glad to exercise their options against you for your failure to remove the presumption. So this is not forced compliance by me in any way. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man having a human experience and sharing this true love and these true processes that are really, really extremely effective. You're removing presumptions, and that's the beauty of it, because until you do such, though, they think you're happy with where you're at. So if you don't like more of the same, take an action. Stand up and move forward, because to lay down is not a viable option. What do you think, John?
That's correct. We cannot lay down any longer. We've seen what was happened with us laying down, sitting on our couches, watching the game, and not paying attention to the world that's going on around us, because there are very intelligent people with not so good intentions out there that are just taking advantage of the gaps that are being left open from people that aren't being mindful and that aren't keeping an eye on their personal property, personal life, and personal happiness, because there are those who will fill those gaps. So freedom is you have to work for freedom. It can be taken away. It's one of those things that you have to be diligent about, and you have to keep watching, and you have to keep educating, because if you're not, there will be someone there to fill that void, and like we're finding out right now.
Yeah, well, hey, folks, it's the smoke and mirrors game, and you've been a party to it. You've been living in a sea of illusion your entire life. Yeah, I don't watch the Idiot Box, John. I'll watch, like I say, I'll go out of my way to watch maybe something like Big Bang Theory. It's comedy, because I need to divest myself of all this energy so I can get the synapse in my brain to have a little fun, because I'm pretty damn serious. I'm pretty hardcore. I'm pretty direct to the point. But I do have a sense of humor. I really do. You
really have to when you deal in this kind of topics anyway, Pete. If you can't laugh about it, and
it's serious stuff. Sometimes I just gotta have my big cup. I forget to drink it. And for those who didn't get the big cup, hey brother, I'm gonna post that. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Hey folks, because I think outside the box. I'm gonna post my big cup so everybody can really get the memo. Hey, John, you know that picture I sent you with that army doggy with the big cup, right?
Yeah, love it.
Yep, okay, I'm going to post that for tomorrow night's show. So, hey, if you haven't signed up on Privatis.Me, you're going to get the big cup, folks. You're going to get my memo, because we'll talk about it for a couple minutes tomorrow, and I'll give everybody total clarity on the big cup, because it really is funny, and you can use it in most circumstances in life. I've used it effectively on many occasions, and it catches them really flat-footed, but it's funny. So I'm going to take you to my comical side tomorrow, folks. So I'm going to show you some humor with the big cup. I did post it in everybody's Skype box, John, so I was sharing the love.
You were sharing the love, yeah. You definitely shared the love, and and it can be taken so many ways, and I love it.
Oh yeah. I almost got sucked into commercialism and was thinking of making T-shirts, I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. But it would be funny as hell having a bunch of people running around with the big cup on the front, and what the hell does that mean?
Well, hey, if you gave away the T-shirts free with membership, and that it wouldn't be commerce, now would it?
Oh, now that's an excellent concept. There you go, John. You're scaring the hell out of me. You're starting to think outside the box. My goodness. We'll have none of that. That is great. Hey, I'll talk to Brother Michael and see if we can't integrate something. Yeah, everybody gets their big cup.
It would be nice to start seeing people like-minded wearing those T-shirts around town, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll make sure to have the two letters in the middle blotted out, but they'll get the memo. They'll understand what the true intent is. Because we don't want to be totally obnoxious, because for those that are politically correct, and because I know there are people out there who get real excited about an F-bomb or this or that. Hey, folks, guess what? I'm not politically correct, never have been. I do try and keep it clean, but every now and then I get a wild hair. I get really excited, and I'm going to bring it forward. Hey, if it offends your sensibilities, then that means you're politically correct. You know what? Because, it's called freedom of expression. Who the hell are anybody to dictate anybody's freedom of expression? Of course, I don't want to show that I'm ignorant by using F-bombs every time I turn around. It does sound tacky. But for the most part, I try and keep it clean. But like I say, I get that wild hair every now and then because I guess sometimes I like shock value just to make sure everybody's getting the memo.
Make sure everyone's awake and listening.
Yeah. Well, did he just say what I think he said? Anyways, hey, I'm going to read just a little bit more on this document. Hey, folks, matter of fact, I'm going to have Michael repost this tomorrow. So if you go sign up tonight, you'll get this memo. It's over on the site. Just get on the site, folks. Everything, you'll get this straight up. But I want to cover just a little bit more on this document. Anyways, let's take a look. It covers cognitive dissonance, John, as it goes down. I mean, this is a really, really excellent write-up. Anyways,
it puts it together, point by point, too, exactly how, slowly but surely we got more and more put into this slavery role. Like I said before, they couldn't get away with how they were treating the slaves back in the day, so what they did is they just made everybody slaves.
Right. Hey, folks, the Lincoln movie, Crocker Crap out there, they don't even cover the truth. Like I say, it's just more smoke and mirrors. It wasn't about freeing the blacks. It was about doing a dragnet and getting us all in the game, and they did an extremely good job. It's the duplicitous acts that have been committed to get you over, folks. Is not only reprehensible, but it was done with tacking the finesse that you already bought it.
Can I read that paragraph there where it talks about that, Pete?
Yes, you can.
It is commonly accepted that the primary purpose of and intent of the 13th Amendment was to free the slaves, but closer scrutiny of all the above facts, events of the Lieber Code, military authority, law-making, reveals a much darker underlying and undisclosed purpose. Free the slaves while returning them to a new state as new slaves, citizens, which have no rights, but which do have compelled duties, obligations, and grant of privilege by granting state-issued registries and licenses, whereby allegiance is owned in exchange for protection of the sovereign. In this case, sovereignty takes on a new meaning than that referred in the above case prior to the Civil War. That's why we don't say sovereign citizen anymore, because they've taken that word sovereignty now and converted it with this Lieber Code military authority.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, folks, this is huge. This is your eye opener, and please read it, and please send it far and wide. Everybody gets the email blast. Send it to 10 friends. Let people read. Aaron Russo's Freedom to Fascism that I posted. The 3-page document of the IRS being a corporation, and they're collecting for the other corporation called the IMF. They're not government. God, I mean, everybody wants the government. Screw the government. There ain't no government. It's corporate whores collecting for corporate whores. It's really that simple, folks. So guess what? If you don't like the game, then remove the presumptions. It's really, really this simple.
Well, that's the thing. Most people didn't even realize that we had the choice, Pete. That we had the choice to be a man. No one even knew that you could be a man. You know what I mean? So this is the whole paradigm shift is actually letting people know that they do have a choice and that they can rebut all these assumptions and get back to your highest power that there is on this planet, and that is by being a man, a living man.
Exactly. Yeah. As a matter of fact, here I'll just cut to this one quickie. I scroll down. It says, you see, folks, back in the 1930s, a very devious man named FDR was working diligently to turn this once great republic into a legislative democracy. So for all you people who subscribe to democracy, get your mind right. That's just a socialist concept that could reign. As it turns out, Roosevelt had this little problem with the Supreme Court. The 9 justices on the Supreme Court were ruling against some of the foundational planks of Roosevelt's diabolical scheme. The risk was that the centerpiece of his New Deal, Social Security, might be found unconstitutional. So Roosevelt made his famous threat to pack the court with lots of justices until he could make the court safe for democracy and socialism. Gee, go figure. So, well, to make a long story short, a story that is more fully described in the book U.S. of A. versus U.S., and it is posted here, John, as an icon on this document. So, folks, you can actually find that. It's in this the text of this attachment. So everybody needs to read that, but I know they probably won't, but that's all right. Anyways, the loss of legal memory of the American state, the court took Roosevelt's threat seriously and made a switch in time and saved 9. Essentially, the court threw out over 100 years of protecting the people from power grabs by the federal government. The court gave Roosevelt his way, thus paving the way for the democracy and all the evils that the Founding Fathers rightly associated with the democracy. But the Supreme Court snuck in a few items that allowed the people an out if they didn't want to fall into the servitude trap. They ruled that Social Security must be voluntary, and the 13th Amendment states neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crimes whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. You should notice that the 13th left the possibility of voluntary servitude. Now, if you've ever tried to open a bank account, fill out a job application, or rent a video, you might not think that having a Social Security number is voluntary, because that is the genius of the plan. The law says that making application to receive benefits under the Social Security Act is completely voluntary, and in fact goes so far as to state in every one of the 50 titles of the United States Code that mentions a Social Security number that you cannot be denied any right or privilege if you do not provide a Social Security number, with the obvious exception of dealing with the Social Security Administration. The way they got the scheme to work was to make the employers and the banks and the state and local agencies and everyone else treat you and make their computer system operate as if having a Social Security card was mandatory. Now, if your mind is off pondering the magnitude of this great deception, let me ask you to come back to the discussion for a few more moments. There are two other very important points that you have to understand about the execution of this plan. First, once you're in the system, accepting the benefits thereunder, you are legally barred from complaining about it or raising the issue that it might be unconstitutional. Justice Brandeis, a Supreme Court justice during the 1930s, developed what are referred to the Brandeis rules. Rule number 6 is the one that gets you. Take a look. The court will not pass upon the constitutionality of a statute at the instance of one who has availed himself of its benefits. Gee, go figure. So read it again. If you voluntarily to be a Social Security beneficiary, you instantly become ineligible to go to court and challenge the constitutionality of the very same laws. And since you also decide to become a 14th Amendment citizen, at the same time you now also fall prey to Article 4 of the 14th Amendment, which states the validity, this is a kicker, folks, you're going to listen, drum roll please, the validity of the public debt, in Section 4, this is what it says, the validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties, for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned. Hey, what the hell do I know, John? Yeah, I guess I'm a hearsay type of guy. You know,
yeah,
I don't make none of this stuff up.
Yeah, it's out there, plain English. You know what I mean? That's the great thing about this whole game. The information is out there because it has to be out there because it is voluntary. So that's why it's not, usurped out of the internet and all this kind of stuff. That's why you can find so much information on this kind of stuff, because it is voluntary. And if you don't want to do your due diligence and then find this stuff out, well, they have every right to do what they're doing to you.
Yeah, John, hey, look at the stuff I've uncovered over the months. Hey, I've got the standard operating procedure for dealing with the bonds, the bid bond, performance bond, payment bond behind closed doors. I downloaded it off a Tennessee site. Hey, folks, I can find anything on anything. I'm going to show you proof. Hell, I got the judge's friggin' bench book, for Christ's sake. You can get anything. I got the judge's bench book. I got it on my website. Everybody can go attach to that and read what chicanery they're up to. See, folks, because we don't pull off the damn glasses, this is why we're duped. This is why we're living in la-la land and getting our brakes beat off. So, you know what? I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to fight with anybody, and nor do you. So you have the capacity and the ability to remove presumptions. It's that simple. Until you take that action, they think you're happy with where you're at. It's really that simple. So guess what I'm doing? YouTube's are us. I'm going to do friggin' PowerPoint on every friggin' thing that allows you to remove presumptions. And it's really, you're not fighting, you're not warring, you're not arguing. But if you stand fast and do nothing, you're giving over and you're agreeing by acquiescence, by not coming forward as a man and removing the damn presumption.
So what we've learned tonight, Peter, is that we volunteered to be slaves. We volunteered to everything that they do and browbeat and arrest us and put us in jail. They have every right to do because we have never, ever rebutted the assumption, and we've gone ahead and jumped on their slave ship and said, okay, sir, whatever you say, we'll take your benefits and privileges, and we'll lose all our inherent rights.
Yeah, right. Admiralty law has been in place since 1871, folks, if you didn't get the memo. So they're going to plunder your ship, your citizenship. That's the pirate ship. And how dare you friggin' piss off the captain when you signed up for this game?
That's right. How dare you, exactly. We're giving you benefits and privileges. How dare you try to usurp me and tell me what you're going to say no and you're not going to agree with my rules? You signed here in the dotted line saying that you were going to agree. You might not have read the full contract, but the contract's out there.
Yeah. You belligerent bastard, you. What the hell are you doing? Folks, they passed laws under NDAA about a year and a half ago, under the cloak of midnight, under the cloak of darkness. NDAA, they consider you a belligerent if you're fighting. So we're not fighting. That's why we're going to peace, folks. This is why I got to teach the new paradigm. We're going to peace. We're going to settle this as real men in peace. And if you didn't get the memo, come over to my house and get the proverbial memo. I know I sound like I'm boisterous, but I'm really not. I'm going to share the love on a whole different level. Welcome to my world. Hey, folks, because if you stay in this one that you're at, you're living in the sea of illusion, and it's not going to get no better because you don't know who you are.
That's right. And that's all we're here to do is try to educate and get people to, to take off the blinders and very organized with hand-holding, showing you, hey, look, this is where we're at. This is how we can get out of it. Let's learn some history and some education because, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to unlearn and there's a lot to relearn. And that's what's being offered right now at Privatis. Even with the free membership, there's a plethora of information there to keep you going for a long time, depending how fast you read, how fast you can absorb information. And when you're ready to step aboard and then reach the higher levels of knowledge, well, then come on over, be a full member, and learn the real insights, the secrets, and how to apply them in your life in the private.
Yeah, folks, come over to my house. I kept it so dirt cheap that and that was the objective. Because I'm not about the damn money. This is what, like I said, I need to give clarity. But if you don't step in into the bow into Privatis on your own free will, act and deed, you're still standing on the public side. So come on over to the private, and we're going to teach you how to do things in the private, how to operate in the proper capacity. Yes, we understand the UPU. We understand the international treaties. We understand stuff that you don't. But that's all right. You don't have to understand it, but you're going to get it.
Well, basically what you're saying there, Pete, is, we volunteered to be slaves, so now we have to unvolunteer and become private. And so you do have to make you have to make the right on the spiritual, electrical level, you have to put your intent out there in the universe to say, listen, I've had enough of this. I want to be free, and here is my consent to join up in something private to learn this stuff and to
Right. Well, you have to take an action, and like I say, because otherwise you're considered a double-minded man. Otherwise, if I left the door wide open, folks, where you didn't have to come in through the front door, I would be in the public, and we wouldn't be having these conversations. Well, I wouldn't be doing these YouTubes. I wouldn't be doing these documents. I wouldn't be doing nothing because I'd be shut down already. But as long as you operate and come to my private house, and you come to my private functions, and you subscribe to come over, then you get the beneficial interest of removing all these presumptions so that you can leave a better place for your sons, daughters, and whoever else, your older folks. Hey, folks, those that get my emails, send them off to, here, okay, this is a new campaign. Send my damn emails off to 10 people that you know who are sick and tired of being sick and tired of getting their brakes beat off. Even if they're not ready yet, send it anyways. Wait until I bring the 1040 rescission document on all past years where you've volunteered by accident, you made a mistake, and we're going to help you remove those presumptions so you can move forward and settle this thing like a man. Period.
And I'm sure a lot of our listeners out there know at least 5 to 10 people that are out there with debt, third-party debt that could really use this information to get out of this $10, $20, $30, $40, $100,000 worth of debt. If it's third party, it doesn't exist. It's a bluff. And,
right, they already got paid, folks. Remember, I cover it. If you haven't seen my 12-minute YouTube, go watch it. And the original creditor already got paid. They're trying to double dip you. They're laughing at you behind closed doors to see if they can suck you in the game. I swear to God, folks, they are laughing at you. They say, what an idiot. And that's the way they look at the next victims. They're looking for low-lying fruit, people who are not vested or people who don't have their knowledge base. Folks, once you understand this, They'll never be able to pull it away from you, and there's no way in the hell they're getting through your front door because they're nothing but a fraudster. But you got to remove the presumption, and we're going to teach you. And I'm working on that YouTube this week, so it'll probably be about 3 to 5 days before it gets posted. But for those who are still sitting on the fence, come on in. So when that gets released, because it will be released only for private members only, I will show part of a video out for public consumption.
Hey Peter, we're 10 o'clock. We better wrap it up.
Hey, folks, we love you. Thank you for coming to my house. Do you want to come back tomorrow night? Because I'm going to cover some other deeper topics, and we're going to move forward on a whole different level. John, thank you for joining me and keeping me even-keeled here and not keeled hogs. And, folks, hey, go over to Privatis.Me. Get online so you can get your memos. Anyways, we love you, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the rebound in the spirit of things, and we're out. Bye-bye.
Good night, folks.
Good night.